Welcome to Flag Chasers, the pre-race day show here in Jackson, New Jersey for the Jackson, New Jersey On-Road Nationals.
I'll be out on the left side chicane. Left side chicane. And Scoobie now making his way to fourth. He has nothing to lose. He's got to drive like there's no tomorrow because there is no tomorrow.
Welcome to Dialed In RC. My name is the RC Guru. Dialed In RC is the actual televised broadcast of Dialed In TV, which is live streamed on the internet, whereby we have this show up front and close with the RC Guru. And today's guest is Mr. Scoobie Horton, who is a national oval champion of recent, and recently he was in the on-road paved nationals in Jackson, New Jersey, the Roar Nationals, whereby he TQ'd the 17.5 touring sedan class.
All right, one more Marshall, guys. I need somebody to jump out there and help me.
Mr. Scoobie Horton, thank you for coming to the show today.
Thank you for having me.
So, is this your second opportunity for a national title?
Yeah, definitely.
So, when was your first national title?
That was 1996.
1996?
Yeah, it's been a while.
Hey, well, you know, a national title is a national title. You know, nobody, if it goes in the radio control archives, it is part of history, and it's a great accomplishment. Not to be taken lightly. I appreciate your accomplishment. You were at the Jackson, New Jersey Roar Paved Nationals this year where you TQ'd. Can you tell us what that experience was like after, you know, from 96 to the present 2011?
Well, the first time I wasn't expecting it at all. You know, wasn't expecting anything. I just showed up at the events and did the best I could. You know, ended up coming out on top. This time around, I felt like I needed to do it again, so I just came out and I tried my hardest. You know, things didn't work out exactly what I wanted to, but at this point, you know, I was happy just to be there, just to be a participant, let alone, you know, TC Top Qualifier.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I went and competed in the 1994 Off-Road Nationals, where I was up against Brian Kimball, Tony Messinger, Cliff Lett, all of these strong heavy hitters. Even Joel Johnson was there that year. And so I understand the demographics of a national event. They come around once in a while, and you just happen to have one in your own state.
Yes.
How convenient was that?
Yeah, it was beautiful. That was beautiful, you know. I mean, it was a long week because I had to drive back and forth home, which was an hour to the track, hour home every day. You know, it was just, you know, it was a good time. It was a good time. Me and my buddy Barry, we drove together, so we shared the drive. It was good.
Okay, so when you were out there and you were competing, what was the atmosphere like? What was in your mind? What were you thinking as you went through the qualifying process?
Well, they did qual points, and that was something I really was not used to, so I realized after each round you had to do the best you could and qualify as high as possible. Each round to take the best 2 rounds out of 4. So I wasn't originally familiar with it, but once I went and, you know, I went to the first day, I was like, okay, now I know what I have to do. Just every round I got to treat it as our first round. That's pretty much what I did. Treat it as the first round anytime I was on club.
Has anything changed in your life since, you know, the TQ? Because every TQ at a national event gets a huge trophy, gets acknowledgement on the sponsored website and things of that nature. Did they approach you in that area, or did you get anything increased from?
Well, Trinity's been helping me a lot more on TQ. I'm sponsored by, and that they were nice enough to send me a care package and help me out with my future racing offers and stuff like that. So, it was definitely worthwhile. Definitely.
And for all of you listeners who don't know what TQ stands for, that's the top qualifier in that specific class. And Mr. Scoobie Horton is a 2011 top qualifier in the touring sedan 17.5 class. Can you tell us, when the race began, how did the race go? How did it go from the sound of the tone when you started out?
I'm not gonna lie, I was extremely nervous, especially the first 8 main. I was extremely nervous. You know, I fell back a little bit, and then I decided to follow these guys. You know, guys I was racing against from. They led the way for most of the race, and then I had a little bit left in the tank at the end of the run, so I ended up getting by. Jeff Combs, our current world champion, and I was able to take the first race. The second one, I was a little more nervous, and a couple things happened up front. Not really clear what happened, but I ended up going to the back, all the way back to 10. I had to work my way back on, but still finished. And then the third round, I knew I had to do something, so I tried hard. I slipped a little bit, and the car got crazy. Jeff got around me. I fell back to like 7th. Before you know it, I came back on the field and ended up second. Ended up putting the second overall.
So in essence, what you're saying is, when you go into one of these events, not only is there a lot of nerves and things like that, but as far as keeping these vehicles on a steady line in the groove of the track, that's not an easy thing to do. Can you express that?
No, because, it's not easy at all. Anybody that sees it and thinks it's easy, it's not, especially at that level, because you have 10, you're standing up next to 9 guys that are all on their game. And any one of them, first or 10th can win.
Right. So it's almost, we would put a parallel to like maybe NASCAR. Only 43 of the best drivers actually get to compete in a NASCAR event. And it's likewise the same situation for radio control. When you make it to the A main, there's only 10 drivers. We're talking about, there were 2 Canadian champions in his race with him. There were 1 European champion in the race with him. There was an Australian national champion in the race with him, and a host of world champions, multi-world champions, such as Mr. Joel Johnson, the incredible Mr. Joel Magic Johnson, was also in the race in which he competed in. And so all of these guys come together to race at this main national event. Can you tell us what it was like competing against a world multi-champion like Joel Johnson?
I tell you, every time I have to do it, I'm just like, wow, I'm just happy to be standing next to this man. Amazing. Those guys are amazing. Any one of these guys, anywhere from Paul Luke, Joel Johnson, you have a bunch of other people that are up there, guys from other teams. They're just phenomenal. Just to be able to stay on the same lap with these guys, is amazing. It's simply amazing. Yeah.
Is there any of those gentlemen that you raced against that, when you were a youngster coming up, was there anyone there that you were competing against who was your idol? And what was that like?
That's Joel Johnson, I have to say, he was the man, he still is the man. The guy didn't race in 4 or 5 years, came out and was able to put it in the A main after not touching the car for 5 years. The guy's gifted, simply gifted. He's like the Michael Jordan of our sport.
How many titles has Joel Johnson won in the world? Like maybe?
Probably, I think 8 or 9.
Yeah, about 8 or 9 titles, I think, this guy. An incredible radio control driver, mechanic, sponsor. He has his own, some of this industry parlays over into the manufacturing side of it, like where, Mr. Horton, I do understand you had a company that sponsored an edition of your car. What was that like? Tell us about that.
That's my Brown Engineering scalpel, 18 scale scalpel. We have one. It's basically 18 scale pan car, just a smaller version of a 12 scale car. Holds 4 cells. You can run modifier stock, and it's a great little car, to bash around with. And also, we go to these big races. We have a whole micro team that travels to all these micro races, and they do quite well.
So now that you have done that, did you ever think in your lifetime that you would have a manufacturer's car kit named after you?
Not at all. Never.
It's got to be an incredible feeling.
Yeah, I never really thought that would ever happen to me.
You know?
Yeah, I just kept plugging away. Weekend races. When there's a big race and I can afford to go, I'll go. At least get my name out there. It really helped.
So now that you are here at this stage in your life, what's your next goal of achievement? What is it that Scoobie Horton has not achieved in radio control and racing right now? What's next coming up?
Really to be able to actually run my own venue, my own company, and be able to make some sort of product that I would like to sell out on the open market. Would be just a good all-around product, and people can enjoy it.
Well, we'll be looking forward to when your product comes out, when you start that business, when that company comes to fruition. We'll be looking there and stating that we once knew you, we raced with you. It's been a pleasure. I've been racing with you for some 20 plus years now.
It's been a long time.
And it's good to see somebody that you know and you have a rapport with that has risen to the levels of pro or professional in the RC industry. And we really, really appreciate all of your contributions. We appreciate you coming out and spending some time with us. Once again, we've been sitting here talking with Mr. Scoobie Horton, who is a national oval champion and also a top qualifier in the 2011 Roar On-Road Paved Electric Nationals, which were held at Jackson, New Jersey. And it is just a phenomenal thing that he has done. We thank you very much, Mr. Horton.
Thank you for having me.
It's
I
been
really
a long
appreciate it.
time, and I wish you great luck and prosperity in your endeavors.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say to your mom or your dad? Or?
Yeah, hello mom, hello dad. Hopefully you see me on this. You'll be proud for something.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
You've been watching Dialed In RC with Mr. Scoobie Horton and myself, the RC Guru. Booyah!